So I haven't asked your family for permission. So I actually spoke to him and I asked him to not do that. Like a couple years ago, maybe a year ago, when we sort of were talking about like getting married one day and whatnot, I was like, I don't want you to ask my mum or my dad for permission. I don't want to do that because one, I don't like the idea that my parents have to give permission. I think it's an old tradition where women were passed around. And if you want to do that, fine. Like it doesn't mean that anymore. But that's where it comes from. It comes from the tradition of like women being owned by the parents and then moving on to being owned by the husband, which I just didn't like. And also the main reason I actually didn't want him to ask permission is because I wanted to have the moment where I got to tell them that I was engaged. And like, that's actually the main thing. The other thing was just a little like side thing that I was like, I don't really like this. But and one of the best things was FaceTiming my mum and then FaceTiming my dad and being like, by the way, I'm engaged, and like getting their reaction and like me being the one to get to have that. Because otherwise Simon would be the one telling them and he'd get to see the reaction. And I was like, what? Like I want that. I want to be there for that. Like, you're my parents. Like, it's such an exciting time. So yeah, I'm really glad. And I was a little bit like, oh, I wonder if he's still going to do it. And like, but no, he didn't. And I'm really glad. So yeah, I got to tell them, which was really nice. There's a lot of like traditions, which I'm just like even like the father walking you down the aisle. Obviously I'm going to do that because it's nowadays, it's just something that every dad dreams of, walking his daughter down the aisle. So I would never, ever take that away from my dad.